Guys, welcome back to another Android Studio tutorial. In today's episode, we are going to learn about the second service classification called the bound service. So the bound service is similar to a client-server interaction. Here the service is act as server and the component which is bounded to it is act as a client. Okay. So here I am going to create a simple Android application that will demonstrate how to create a bound service. So first we have to create a service. So go to the package, right click the package and create a new Java class. I name the class as my service and click OK. So this is a service, so you have to extend the service class, extends service, and you need to override the method, implement methods. Here there is only one method is needed, which is onBind method. Click OK. So now here we are going to create a bound service. So the only method needed is the onBind method, and this method return an object of iBinder, and the component use this object to communicate with the service. Okay. So first we have to create an interface for the user interaction with the service. So you can create the interface in many ways. You can extend the binder class, or you can use a messenger. There is many ways are available to create the user interaction interface. So now here I am going to make the interface by extending the binder class. For that, here I am going to create another class inside this class. So public class, I name the class as local class, local service, and make this class as the child of binder class. Okay. Now we have to create some public methods for the client. So here I am going to create some public methods. So public string get first message, and return some string from here. Hello, welcome all. Now create another method, another public method. This is bound service example, and change the method name into second get second message. Okay, so now we have two public methods within the service class. Also here I create an inner class called the local service that extends the binder class. Okay, so inside this class here I am going to create another method. This method return an object of the service class. Here the service class name is my service. So the return type is the my service class. So my service, and I name the method as get service. And this method will return an object of the service class. So this will return my service dot this. Okay. So now we have an inner class local service that extends binder, and that class contain some method called get service, and that method will return an object of the service class. Okay. So now we have to create an object of iBinder. So from the onBind method, so if this is a bind service, if the service is a bind service, a component can start the service by calling the onBind bind service method. If the component call the bind service method, the Android system will call the onBind method within the service class. So from this method we have to return an object of iBinder. By using that iBinder object, the client can communicate with the service class. Okay, so here I'm going to create an object of iBinder. So private final iBinder, I name it as mBinder equal to, and create this as an object of the local service class. So create new local service. Now from the onBind method, here I am going to return the iBinder object. So mBinder, return mBinder. Okay, so if any client connected binder to the service will get an object of the local class, that means local service, and by using that object the client can call this method getService method, and from this method the client will get an object of the service class, and by using that object the client can call any method available in this service. There are two public methods are available, get first message and get second message. Okay, so now we finish the service. The service contains two public methods, and here the user interface, user interaction interface is using the binder class. Okay, so now we have to create some GUI for this application. So go to the activity main.xml file. Here I am going to add some buttons. So add a first button. We need another button. Add a second button. Also need a text view. Add a large text view. Okay, now go to the XML version. Here is the first button. Get first message from service. Now add text for the second button. Get second message from service. Okay, so here is the text view. No message from service. Okay, go to the design. Now we have two buttons. By using this button the client can get the first message from the service, and by using the second button get the second message, and here use this text view to display the message. Now we have to add some onClick method for the buttons. Here is the first button, and here I am going to add an onClick method, Android onClick. First message, name it as get first service message. Now add an onClick method for the second button. Get second service message. Okay, now we have to add these two methods in main activity. So copy this method, go to the main activity.java, add the first method, public void get first service method. Now we need to add the second method, public void get second message, second service message. Don't forget to add the view argument for this method. Okay, now whenever this activity is started we have to start the service. So before start the service we have to create an object of service connection. So the service connection is responsible for manage the communication between the component and the service. So the first thing we have to create an object, or we have to create callback for the service connection. So here I am going to create the callback for service connection. private service connection. I name it as M connection equal to new service connection, and from this we got two override method, on service connected and on service disconnected. So whenever a component is binded to the service, soon after the binding is finished, the Android system will call the on service connected method, and the client will get the iBinder object from this method. Okay, here we need to add a semicolon. So now we have to bind the service. So now we have to initialize the text view object. There is a text view is available on the activity main.xml file. So we have to initialize the text view. Text view equal to find view by id and .id dot text view. Typecast this one into text view. Okay, so now we have to bind the service, bind it to the service. So first we have to create an indent object, name it as indent equal to new indent. First pass the context object. Now specify the service class name. Here the service class name is myService dot class. Okay, now we can bind the service. So just call the bind service method. First you have to pass the indent object. Now you have to pass the service connection instance variable. Here the connection variable is M connection, so you have to pass that one. And the final one is you need to pass some flag, context dot use this one, bind auto create. Okay, so this will bind the service to this component, that means to this activity. So soon after the bind is finished, the system will call the on service connected method available with the service connection. So now we have to create an object of, we have to create an instance for the myService class. So here I create an object of instance of myService class, name it as myService. Also add some boolean variable. Boolean is bind and initialize it with false. Okay, go to the service class. So when we bind to the service, the system will call the onBind method and it will return an object of iBinder. The iBinder object contains an object of local service. So within this method, that means service connected method, we have to create an object of local service. So local service, I name it as local service equal to, and here you get the iBinder object from this argument service. So service, and you need to typecast this one into local service. Okay, so now we have the local service object. So by using this object we can call the getService method, and from that method we got an object of the service class. So by using this object, here I am going to initialize the myService object. So myService equal to local service dot getService. Okay, now we have an object of myService class. By using this object we can call the public method available in the service class. There are two public methods are available, get first message and get second message. Okay, so now here I am going to get the message from the service. So create some string variable here, string message, and get the message here. Message equal to myService dot get first message, and display the message using the text view. So text view dot set text message. Now get the second message from the get second service message method called the second method get second message. Okay, now we have to here after if you bind the service and you have to unbind the service if it is not needed. So whenever this activity is finished, I have to unbind the service from this activity. So here I declare a boolean variable, it is false at the beginning. So here the binding is completed, so here I make it into true. Sorry, it is here. So is bind equal to true. So now from this method the service is binded to this activity. So whenever the activity is closed, we have to unbind the service from the component, that means this activity. So here I override another lifecycle method of activity onStop. So use the onStop method. So from this method I have to unbind the service from this activity. So first check whether the service is now running or not. If isBind is true, means now service is running. So I have to unbind the service, unbind, and pass the service connection object. Sorry, here you have to pass the service connection object. Here the object name is m connection. Okay, and make the variable isBind into false. Here also on service disconnected. Here also makes the isBind boolean into false. Okay, now we finish all the coding for bind service. Yeah, one more thing, we have to add the service into the manifest file. So go to the Android manifest.xml file. You have to add the service here. So add the service with the name my service. Okay, now we finish all the coding. Now we can run the application. Okay, now we have the application available on the virtual device. Now here I am going to get the first message from the service. So click the first button, get first message from service. Here is the first message from the service, hello, welcome all. Now get the second message. This is bound service example. I hope you understand the concepts. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.